check.
Let's go. Hey. Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name. Oh, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at.
And now, Mike's thoughts.
Tua did nothing wrong. The Tua Tagovailoa situation is silly. Guys, Tua did not do a damn thing wrong. Let me repeat that. Let me repeat that one more time for the people in the back. Tua did not a damn thing wrong. The man spoke the truth. He called out his teammates for being late to players-only meetings. And what happens? The media jumps all over it. Mike McDaniels calls it a misguided, and Tua ends up apologizing and holding the locker room accountable. Come on, man. Since when did telling the truth become such a crime in the NFL? Since when did leadership require permission slips? Tua's out here trying to fix his 1-5 team. A team that's lost its fire, its focus, and apparently its clocks. He's supposed to sit back and smile while dudes scrolling to team meetings late? Nah, you can't preach accountability and then get soft when somebody actually shows it. This league is full of grown-ass men, professionals at that. And if you can't handle your quarterback saying show up on time, you do not belong in the league, period. And yeah, he did apologize. And honestly, he shouldn't have. I get it. He's trying to be a leader. He's trying to calm things down. But sometimes leadership means standing firm on your words, not walking them back when somebody's feelings get hurt. Tua didn't throw anybody under the bus. He didn't name names. He didn't cause drama. He said what every real leader says in a locker room, slipping. Tighten it up or get out of my way. McDaniels can call it misguided all he wants. But you know what's misguided? Being 1-5 with no fire. You want to know what's misguided? A coach wearing capris. You want to know what's misguided? Being more worried about who said it and then what was being said. That's the real problem in Miami. Tua spoke his mind, and he was right. You want to fix this team? Start by showing up on time with pride and ready to work. That's not drama. That's pure leadership. Tua, stand on your words. Be a man. Do not apologize for demanding excellence, because the truth is, not enough players in this league have the guts to do what you just did. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation, guys? And welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk, your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. And I'm so glad you're rolling with us today. We got an action-packed show for you guys lined up today. We're going to talk a little bit about the Icy Hot Bowl. That is the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Aaron Rodgers taking on Joe Flacco and those da-da-da Bills, y'all. The Ravens are officially done. Green Bay Packers defense sucks. The cold hard fact is Mike Vrabel's coming back to Tennessee to whoop that ass, baby. And of course, you got a little bit of factor crap. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. Bijan Robertson is the best running back in the NFL. And guess what? The Denver Broncos still suck, baby. Before you guys jump into today's action, guys, head over to manhourradio.com. That is where you find all the exclusive merchandise, the freshest of the freshest blogs, everything happening with the show. So if you're rocking the Man Hour, guys, that is a spot to do it. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, and remember, subscribe to the channel as well, because you don't miss a live interactive show. That is the easiest way to stay plugged into us, so make sure you never miss a live interactive show. But if you want, the full experience. If you want a little bit of this and a little bit of that, become a Pigskin Pundit. That is our members-only community where you get free entry into all of our weekly NFL pick'ems, giveaways, exclusive merchandise, and of course some bonus live streams only our Pigskin Pundits get. If you want that full next-level access, guys, join the squad again. Remember, this is a live, this is an interactive show, so drop your thoughts, drop your opinions, and your hot takes down below in the comments because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you, Mr. Alpha freaking Rob. What's up, Alpha Rob? He says, what up, bot? What's going on, Alpha Rob? Hope you're having a good old day. Alpha Rob is a Buffalo Bills fan, and he is still licking his wounds. He is going into week 7, going on a bye week, and he is Alpha Rob's sad, guys. Alpha Rob is sad, so definitely let's try to encourage him to become a Kansas City Chiefs fan, a team that's not going to choke in the playoffs. Let's encourage him to become a Kansas City Chiefs fan so he can get a Super Bowl win. Let's encourage him to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan so he can stop living this disgusting life as a Buffalo Bills fan. I'm just playing, man. I'm playing. But welcome to this live stream, Alpha Rob. Glad you're with us today. Guys, let us know if you are in the chat today, but we are going to start off with the what is this, excitement, curiosity, like what the F are we doing in 2012 and 2025? Like that's, guys, welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk, your go-to spot for live, raw cut NFL coverage. And tonight, guys, we're diving into something that feels straight out of a movie. 2 quarterbacks who refuse to age gracefully. Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Flacco, and it's being called the Icy Hot Bowl. And honestly, this might be the most accurate name in NFL history. So when Thursday night kicks off, guys, we'll witness something in the league that hasn't happened in years. A 40-year-old quarterback versus a 41-year-old quarterback under the prime time lights. In real life, that's middle age. In the NFL, that's prehistoric. That's ancient. That's extinct. Guys, Aaron Rodgers at 41 years old, Joe Flacco at 40 years old. These aren't just two old dudes hanging on because between them, 82 years, 226 days of age, 39 NFL seasons, 774 touchdowns, and over 102,000 yards passing. That is insane. These guys have seen coordinators come and go, offensive schemes evolve, and somehow they're still out there slinging the rock like it's 2010. Guys, Aaron Rodgers has the Pittsburgh Steelers sitting at 4-1. First place in the AFC North. He's completing nearly 69% of his passes for over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions in the first 6 games of the season. When he asked about this Icy Hot Bowl, Aaron Rodgers said he's pulling for one for the old guys now. You can call, or you can tell he is embracing this late chapter. This man has been rejuvenated in Pittsburgh. 3rd team, new system, same precision. And then you got Cam Hayward chirping at him. Calling this game the Icy Hot Bowl, Aaron Rodgers just smirked. The vintage A-Rod, calm, cool, and collective. Now flip it over to Joe Flacco. The ultimate journeyman at this time. 7 teams later, this man's still chasing NFL checks and throwing bombs. Baltimore, Denver, New York, Philly, Cleveland, Indy, and now back in Cincinnati. This dude's practically toured through the entire AFC. And after the Browns shockingly traded him to a division rival, even Mike Tomlin threw some shade, saying, hey, it doesn't make sense to hand the Bengals a veteran quarterback like Joe Flacco. Reflaxo response, classic Joe Cool. I didn't see it. He just playing the game a little bit, says Joe Flacco. That's the type of composure that made him a Super Bowl MVP. He's not flashy. He's not emotional. He's just steady. The same guy who threw out one of the prettiest deep balls of the era. And that's just the thing. There is mutual respect between these two competitors. Aaron Rodgers has always admired how Joe Flacco throws. He's got one of the prettiest deep balls in the league, says Aaron Rodgers. Tight spiral, deep ball thrower, one of those old school big arm guys. That's a generation of quarterback we're losing. The status of cannons. And now all this read option, motion, off-platform throws. Rodgers and Flacco are reminders of what the position used to be. Stand tall, read the field, and rip it. They both have had Hall of Fame career moments. Both have rings. Both have outlasted almost everyone from their draft class. But when these two hit the field on Thursday, it's just not another game. This is a history lesson. Only the 4th time since 1950 that 2 quarterbacks aged 40 or older have faced off. And the last time, Brady versus Breeze. So yeah, this isn't just the Steelers versus Bengals. It's father time versus refusal to retire. The Steelers are hot. The Bengals are desperate. And both old men are about to prove that experience still matters in this league built for young, not flashy. So I got to ask you this question, Man Hour Nation. Who wins the Icy Hot Bowl? Does Aaron Rodgers keep the Steelers rolling, or does Joe Flacco turn back the clock and save the Cincinnati Bengals? Guys, comment down below. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Remember, this is a live interactive show, and we're live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com. Now, let's get into the comments and discuss your thoughts. Oh, man, Rivers, a pigskin pundit.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
Oh, man, Rivers says Flacco will keep the Bengals competitive. When you say competitive, are we talking about winning a game, Old Man River? Or are we talking about competitive, like a score, maybe 2 scores? Maybe like, what is competitive in your old head, Old Man River? Come on, you got an old head. Hell, I believe you birthed both of these kids coming out of the vagina that you got. Wes Sexton's in the chat. He says, Icy Hot is weak. Use horse race gel. Man, nobody wants to call it the horse race gel bowl. It's Icy Hot Bowl, baby. Come on, it's a Bengay bowl, the Icy Hot Bowl. Come on. Horse race gel bowl. That doesn't even flow off the tongue. Get out of here with that. Alpha Rob says the Steelers should win, but will they win, Alpha Rob? That's the question. They should win, yes. On paper, when you look at the Steelers, they got the better defense, they got the better offense, they got the better coach, they got the better kicker, they got the better punter, they got the better backup placeholder, they got everything better. Everything better. However, it's Thursday Night Football. However, it's a division rival. However, the Pittsburgh Steelers are on the road in a whiteout going to Cincinnati. We know crazy things happen on Thursday Night Football. We know crazy things happen in divisional opponents. And when you have a whiteout, you know that crowd's going to be turned up, baby. Steelers should win. I agree. They should, but they're not. Cincinnati Bengals are going to get the upset this week. Unlike Old Man Rivers says, the Steelers are going to win at 24-17. No, slow it down, baby. The Bengals are going to say, bring that ass here, boy. TJ Watt, you ain't shit. Aaron Rodgers, you ain't shit. Whoever else is out there, DK Metcalf, you ain't shit. Trey Hendrickson's got a little hurt back. He's like, oh, we're going to talk about Trey Hendrickson going to the Dallas Cowboys here in just a moment. But the Bengals are going to whoop that ass. And all y'all are wrong. West says Steelers by 7. Oh, no, baby. Steelers might score 7 points all night long. It's going to be 17-7. That's going to be the final score. It's going to be a boring-ass game to watch. It's going to be 10-7 nearly the whole second half. We're like, man, is this game over yet? Is this game over yet? And then bada bing, the Bengals defense gets a pick 6. 17-7. That's what's going to happen. The Bengals are going to go home, welcome the Pittsburgh Steelers in, and say, hey, you've been talking shit about us? Come here, Mike T. Bring that ass here, boy. And they're going to smack them around like baby back bitches. That is what's going to happen. The AARP Bowl, well, they're not that old now. Old Man River, they're not your age.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
You need to slow it down, baby. The man's only 40. I'm almost 40-ish. I don't know how old I am. I'm 37, I guess. How old am I? I don't know how old am I. But AARP Bowl, get out of here with that. But guys, I do anticipate a highly emotional game. This is going to be a defensive-driven game. Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco are going to be probably taking mid-afternoon naps, right? Trying to get ready. I enjoyed a good nap this afternoon. Let's just be honest. And it's going to be a 17-7 score. The Cincinnati Bengals are going to win that game. Too bad this is not on the pick'ems. But if you guys want to win some $1 bills, y'all, head over to our Facebook page. During the week, From Tuesday until Friday, I post game picks with a little bitty emoji. Get a little wow face for this team, a little bit of heart face for this team. But in that description, there's going to be a little link. You click on the link, bada bing, bada boom. You free entry, $2 entry, $6 entry, or $8 entry. Whatever you want to do, you can win some dollar bills, y'all. But you have to get the $2 entry at least to win those dollar bills. If you don't, you just get free entry into the next week for a chance to win those dollar bills. Yeah. So don't be like Wes and get like 3 picks right. Don't be like Old Man River and get like 4 picks right. Be like Buck and get 11 picks right. So if you guys want to win, put me in and I'll give you some picks. But who wins tomorrow night, guys? The Pittsburgh Steelers or the Cincinnati Bengals? That is how we're going to start the show off today. But we have to travel back over to Maryland. We have to travel to Maryland. And that's right, guys. You heard it here first. The Baltimore Ravens have officially released C.J. Gardner-Johnson just 1 week after signing him to the practice squad. Guys, let me start with the facts. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was one of the league's most vocal, energetic, and playmaking safeties that we have seen in a long, long time. Signed with the Ravens practice squad back on October 7th. Before he even got a chance to suit up, the Baltimore trades for safety Gilman from the Chargers. Fast forward a week later, Gilman starts, makes seven tackles in their loss to the Rams, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson never gets activated, and now he has been released. His agent, Kevin Connor, said it was a optimal mutual decision, which basically NFL speaks for, says my guy wants to play, and this team isn't it. The move is just another sign of how chaotic things have gotten for the Baltimore Ravens. They're now 1-5. Yes, you heard me right, 1-5. And they led the league in points per game at 32.3, a.k.a. their defense sucks. This is the same franchise that once built his identity on defense. Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed, the purple pain defense, baby! And now they can't even stop a bloody nose. You think they're adding a ball hawk like C.J. Gardner-Johnson would help fix that? This guy has 18 career interceptions, 51 pass defense, in 7 NFL seasons. He had a 6th pick last season with the Eagles during the Super Bowl run. He's proven, he's smart, and he plays with attitude, exactly what the defense for the Baltimore Ravens have been missing. So why not give him a chance? Seriously, why not give him a chance? The truth is, guys, it comes down to opportunity and fit. Baltimore traded for Gilman, a player that clearly they see as a future starter. Gilman's younger, cheaper, and just had a solid debut. Once the trade went through, C.J. Gardner-Johnson's path to playing time disappeared overnight. And for a veteran like C.J., sitting on the practice squad isn't the move he wants to play now. He's 27 years old, he's still in his prime, and there's still plenty of teams out there desperately for secondary help. It makes sense for him to look for a better situation, but it's still wild to see how fast Baltimore moved on. And here's where things get a little bit interesting in my eyes. Gardner-Johnson has been released twice so far this season. First by the Houston Texans after 3 games, and now by the Ravens before even touching the field. But make no mistake, this guy can still play. Some possible fits that I have lingering in my head, off the top of my head. One's got to be for the Green Bay Packers. Because the Green Bay Packers are struggling in the secondary. The Green Bay Packers are struggling at safety depth. The Green Bay Packers are struggling to close out big games on defense. Be a great, great fit. The Dallas Cowboys, especially after the recent injuries in the secondary and arguably the worst defense in the NFL. Let's just be honest. Or maybe in a reunion with the Philadelphia Eagles, where he thrived just 2 years ago. Wherever he lands, one thing is for sure. His energy and his ball hawking instincts will bring instant juice to that defense. But let's take a step back here. The Ravens are an absolute mess right now. They're 1-5. They just gave up 30 points yet again. And now they're cutting veteran leadership when a locker room needs it the most. John Harbaugh is simply sitting at a crossroads. It's a bye week here, and this team needs to find its identity and fast. Because right now, they look lost, unmotivated, and undisciplined. If this doesn't turn around soon, we might be talking about major coaching changes in Baltimore by December. Fire the man already. So I want you to know. I want to know what you guys think. Did the Baltimore Ravens make a mistake by letting C.J. Gardner-Johnson go? Or was this the right call given that where they're at right now? Comment your thoughts down below. Subscribe, hit the like button, and remember, We are live Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. East Coast time, right here at youtube.com/Man Hour. This is a live interactive show. Drop your takes in the comments and let's talk some football. Wes says it's rigged. Nothing's rigged over here on the Man Hour. Nothing is ever being rigged, nor will it ever be rigged. Just because you suck at what you do, don't come at me, brother. Don't come at me for not being good. But CJ Gardner-Johnson being cut by the old Ravens, good, bad, or indifferent. But guys, welcome back to the Man Hour NFL Talk. This is your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. And tonight we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, right, America's team. Sitting at 2-3-1. Yeah, Jerry Jones says he's not giving up on the 2025 NFL season, as he shouldn't, because they're the best team in football. Put some respect on their freaking name, baby. But after another disappointing loss, this time to the Carolina Panthers, Cowboys Nation is restless. But Jerry, he's still all in, baby. He says the last thing on his mind is being out of the playoff hunt. So let's break this down. Is this optimism or delusion from a man running the show? Guys, the Dallas Cowboys are sitting at 2 wins, 3 losses, and a tie. 2-3-1. A team with talent on paper, but inconsistency on the field, a.k.a. their defense sucks. They've gotten the worst defense in football. They've given up 411.7 yards per game. 411 yards per game. And they're second to last in points allowed at 30 points per game. And yet, they're still technically in it. The Commanders lost to the Bears that last week, keeps Dallas within striking distance in the NFC East. Philly leads the division at 4-2, but they've dropped 2 straight. The Commanders are sitting at 3-3 and coming into A&T Stadium this Sunday. If the Cowboys win, they're right back in the mix, and that's what Jerry Jones is clinging on to. At a recent media event, Jerry said, "It just reminds me that we're still in it. I see parity. And if you want, and if we can get healthy and stack some wins together, I am encouraged of what's ahead." Now, look, Jerry Jones has been around for a very, very long time. He's seen slow starts before. He knows that in the NFL, a few wins can flip a season fast. And you can tell he's trying to channel in the 2018 magic. Remember that year? The Cowboys started 3-4. They made a bold move. They traded Amari Cooper, and they went on a tear, winning 7 of their last 9. So the question is, can Jerry Jones do it again? Guys, here's where things get a little bit spicy. The Cowboys have that extra first-round pick in 2026 and 2027 from the Micah Parsons trade and $31 million in cap space. That is a war chest. Jerry even said it himself. If there's a trade that would help this defense, we're in a position to make that trade. And now that Micah Parsons trade, it wasn't just football, it was financial. Parsons was set to count for $21 million against the cap. Kenny Clark, who they got back, is just counting against $2 million against the cap. That move gave Dallas serious flexibility. And now Jerry Jones is hinting that he can make a splash. But the biggest question, who? Who, and who? They don't have a trade lined up just yet, but the fact that Jerry Jones is publicly talking about it means he's fishing. Let's just be real. The Cowboys' defense is bad. They've been torched in the secondary. The linebackers can't cover, and once feared pass rush has gone dormant. They only got 11 sacks all season long, and while Jerry Jones says he likes the depth on the defensive front, depth means nothing when you're not making plays. He's hoped injured players will help. Overshown could be back after the bye, and then a rookie corner Reveal Jr. might make his debut after recovering from his ACL tear. And let's not kid ourselves. Those guys are all question marks, not solutions. Jerry even admitted will weigh the likelihood of players coming back versus adding players in trade. Translation, if the phone rings and the right deal is there, Dallas could pull the trigger. Now, we got to give credit where credit is due. Jerry Jones says he's encouraged because of Dak Prescott's play. And honestly, Dak has been the bright spot of the Dallas Cowboys. MVP Dak Prescott, I might add. He's been efficient, accurate, and keeping the offense afloat despite poor protection and weak defense. But Dak can't do it alone. If Jerry Jones truly believes this team can make a run, he's got to give Dak some help, either by fixing that defense through a trade or adding another weapon to stretch the field. Because right now, the Cowboys are running out of time that's proving that they are legit. Jerry Jones says he's not giving up on 2025. He's all in. and he believes in parity. He believes in Dak, and he believes the Cowboys are still in the hunt. But belief only gets you so far. This defense has been a liability. The trade deadline is approaching fast. And if Dallas wants to save the season, they're going to take a bailed move, not press conferences. So let me ask you guys this. Should Jerry Jones make a blockbuster trade for Trey Hendrickson right now? Or is it time to accept that the 2025 just might be another wait till next year's season for the Dallas Cowboys? Guys, subscribe. Hit the like button. Remember, we're live Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/lastmanhour. Now, this is a live interactive show, so drop your thoughts and comments down below, and let's talk some football. Let's get into the comments. Old Man River says you need to slow it down, baby. You need to slow it down. You, meaning Jerry Jones, is being delusional. What is delusional about Jerry Jones, Old Man River? What is delusional about him? He sees the best offense in the NFL in Dallas, Texas. He sees the league MVP in Dallas, Texas. He sees arguably two of the top 5 receivers in Dallas, Texas. CeeDee Lamb's supposed to be back this week, baby. George Pickens is hurdling his way over the competition. Yes, the running game isn't up to par. Yes, the protection is a little bit flawed. But I'm seeing a damn good football team. If the Dallas Cowboys defense could get 2 stops a game, that's all we want. 2 stops a game. The Dallas Cowboys can beat anybody and go toe-to-toe with anybody in the NFL. Anybody in the NFL. The only thing delusional about Jerry Jones is him waiting for Trey Hendrickson. Call the Cincinnati Bengals. Make that trade right now. Trey Hendrickson, come on down. We got $21 million. We got $30 million. How much do you want? I got a blank check. Dak will restructure. CeeDee Lamb will restructure. Scooby, UT's in the chat. What's up, Scooby? He says, how about the Falcons? I thought they were going to go 4-14. Season's still pretty young. They only got 3 wins. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, Scooby. We'll see what happens. Michael's in the chat, says, I love a Max Crosby move. Ooh, but that kind of just tickled my pickle a little bit, Mike. If the Dallas Cowboys would call old Mark Davis, say, hey, Mark, we got another 25-year-old girl down here in Dallas that doesn't know you're a billionaire, that loves your boyish haircut, that thinks you are very, very handsome. I will send her your way if you send us Max Crosby. And let's just be honest, guys. Max Crosby says Raider for life, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But if you are the Las Vegas Raiders, let's just be honest. You're last in the AFC West. You are not making any deep playoff runs this season. You are not making any deep playoff runs next season. Let's just be flat out honest. If you get 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby, hell, even throw 3 first-round picks in for Max Crosby, if the Las Vegas Raiders would not jump at that, they are the worst franchise in the entire NFL. You hear that, Old Man River? Your team is poorly ran. Poorly ran. That's poorly ran. If the Las Vegas Raiders ever want to be good, ever in their entire lifetimes for the next 30 years, trade Max Crosby to the Dallas Cowboys right now for 3 first-round picks. Do it. Do it. What's holding them back? Jerry Jones. Call Mark Davis right now. Texas has got those girls that'll rub you down, buddy. Ask Deshaun Watson. Ask old Robert Kraft. Hell, they rub me down daily. My wife doesn't know because she's senile. Make it happen. Make it happen. He's funny. I'm not funny. Just speaking facts, baby. Speaking those facts. But guys, when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, obviously they need defensive help. Obviously there are some potential defensive edge rushers out there that could definitely help the Dallas Cowboys. Trey Hendrickson, maybe Von Miller, maybe Max Crosby, maybe old Phillips down there in Miami. Jerry Jones, they're not going to call you. You're going to have to call them. You're going to have to take it out of your comfort zone. Get out there and give him a call. No, his girlfriend says she's with him because he's funny. Meeting Mark Davis's girlfriend. So guys, a little bit of backstory. I believe it was earlier this offseason. Mark Davis has a very attractive looking girl that's full of plastic and gelatin, right? Let's just be honest. She's an Instagram model with some big old titties and her lips are like boing, 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 right? But she is a little attractive. Meaning if I have low self-esteem and she says I'm cute, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, right? So apparently they met at some nightclub and she didn't know he was a billionaire. She didn't know that he was the owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. He didn't know that he owned a basketball team and a hockey team. Like she didn't know this. And she was attracted to him because he was funny, made her feel safe, made her feel attractive. I guess those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds made you feel a little bit more attractive, right? Driving in those nice cars made you feel a little bit more attractive. Going to the Las Vegas Raiders games made you feel a bit more attractive, right? So for his girlfriend to say that she didn't know, I didn't know he was a billionaire. I didn't know he was rich. Shut up, ho. Shut up. The only thing you didn't know is what 2 + 2 is. The only thing you didn't know is that I see your nipples on the internet. The only thing you didn't know is you have your tampon string laying out the bottom of your pants. Come on. Stupid. Trying to act like we stupid. You stupid, girl. Damn. She's at a pineapple party. Hell yeah, she was definitely at the pineapple party. Because we know damn well Mark's got to take the little blue pill to get a little up. Wes, you know all about the blue pill. Old Man River, you know all about the blue pill. You got to take that blue pill to get it up every once in a while. In Wes' case, in Mark Davis's case, it's all the time. Matter of fact, I bet you she has Mark Davis popping that blue pill every morning like it's his vitamin. This man's always hard. Because if he's not, she's going away. Let's just be honest. Anyways, guys. Anyways. I can't dog the man too much because he does have 26-year-old girlfriend, I think he is, and he's not 26. He's not attractive. He's got money. So that means he's got a big dick, right? I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. But guys, welcome back to Man Hour NFL Talk, guys. Your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. And tonight, guys, we're driving into a growing problem in Green Bay. The simple fact of the matter is that the Green Bay Packers cannot finish games. They cannot finish football games. Yeah, I know. They're 3-1-1. It looks fine on paper, but if you actually watch the football games, you know exactly what is going on. The defense collapses in the second half. Matt LaFleur and defensive coordinator Jeff Hetley know it too. LaFleur literally said it's irresponsible to make excuses until we've watched the tape. But after 5 games, the tapes tell the story. The Packers start fast, but they finish last. Let's start with the numbers because they're wild. The Packers are the only team in the NFL to lead by double digits in every single game this season. Every single one. That means they're executing early, scheming well, and setting the tone. But then something happens. It's like the defense just falls apart after halftime. LaFleur said it himself. In the first quarter this season, the Packers have outscored the opponents 24-0. Total domination. But in the second half, they're -6. They get outscored by 6 points in the second half this year. That doesn't even scratch the surface of how bad it's gotten. In their opponents, the last 12 second half or overtime drives, the defense has allowed 6 touchdowns, 4 field goals, a missed field goal, and they forced just 1 punt. That's not situational football. That's a pure meltdown. And what's the problem? LaFleur and Jeff have been trying to figure that out. Is it fatigue, conditioning, poor rotation? Matt LaFleur said, are we running out of gas? Are we not rotating enough? Are we not conditioned enough in practice? I don't know what's wrong. Think about it. Last week versus the Cincinnati Bengals, the defense gave up an 18-play, 10-minute drive to start the second half. That's exhausting for any unit. any unit, and win, and win in the first half is filled with 3 and outs, you get that false sense of freshness. In the second half, boom, it hit a wall. So the problem is this a coaching issue or a conditioning issue? Because at some point, you can't keep saying, we'll fix it, we'll fix it, we'll fix it. You either hold the team to field goals late in the games or you don't. But let's put this into perspective. In the last 3 games, the Green Bay Packers have allowed 18.3 points per half after halftime. That's second most in the NFL. Only the Ravens are worse. And in the fourth quarter or overtime alone, they're giving up 13.7 points per game. That's the most in the league. So while they rank 10th overall in scoring defense, just allowing 20.4 points per game, that's a mirage. That's Fugazi. That's fool's gold. Those early stops are making the fact that the defense is fading late. You can't win consistently like that. Not in the NFC North, where every game is going to be a dogfight. Cornerback Nate Hobbs said it best. It's about discipline, man. It's about not giving an F how many plays you're out there, not getting bored, not letting fatigue take over. Now, that's leadership. That's what the defenses needs more of, because if you're tired, if you're gassed, and if you're losing focus in the fourth quarter, it's mentality, not physical. Micah Parsons, who just stepped up as a vocal leader, said it's about consistency. He says, and I quote, "We have shown glimpses, and now we just can't do it for 4 quarters? What the F, man?" That's the difference between being good and being great. And here's another red flag for Shea Frazier's Green Bay Packers. The Packers only have 2 takeaways all season long, both interceptions. Now, they are one of 3 teams in the entire NFL without a single forced turnover after halftime. You know who those other 2 teams are? The Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets, who are combined for 1-11. That's not good company to be in. This team isn't creating momentum when it matters the most. No strip sacks, no fumble recoveries, no interceptions to change the game's energy. When you're tired and reeling, those big plays matter even more, and the Packers simply aren't making them. Now, to their credit, LaFleur ain't pretending it's fine. They're trying to diagnose the issue. They're looking at rotations, conditioning, even the bye-week workload. But the reality is, these are problems that can't be solved by film sessions. This is a mindset. It's about closing games with the same way you start them. The Packers have shown that they can dominate. They just can't maintain it. And if they want to be taken seriously as NFC contenders, they have to change that now. So let's open it up. What is the real issue in Green Bay? Is it fatigue? Is it poor coaching, adjustments, or just a plain lack of killer instinct? And do you still trust the defense to hold leads moving forward? Guys, drop your thoughts down below. Subscribe, hit the like button, hit the hype button as well. Remember, we're live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time, right here at youtube.com/manhour. Now, this is a live interactive show, so get your comments in. Let's talk a little bit about the Green Bay Packers. Because, Shay, your boys better figure it out ASAP. ASAP, ASAP, ASAP. But where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Give me a moment. Where's it at? Is this it? I think it's this one, right? All right, guys, so it is time for the cold, hard facts here on the Wednesday. If you've never seen this segment before, here's how it works. I'm going to lay it down. Some straight facts, no fluff, no sugarcoating, just a real, undeniable truth in what's going on around the NFL world. When we're talking about cold, hard facts, we're cutting through all that BS noise, and we're getting what is true, what's happening, and what is for real. No room for a debate here. These are the facts that you can take to the bank. So buckle up, because we're about to drop some knowledge. No overreaction, no exaggeration, just pure, cold, hard facts. All right, guys, so it is time for a cold, hard facts, a statement where we strip away the excuses, the optimism, and the fluff and get down to the truth. And simply put, guys, the cold, hard fact of the night, the Baltimore Ravens are done. They will not make the playoffs. They will not win the AFC North, and they'll be a top overall pick in this year's draft, in 2026 NFL draft. Guys, let's just be honest. This isn't the Ravens team that we thought that we'd see in 2025. They're 1-5. Losers are 4 straight and tied for the worst start in franchise history. They've been outscored 136-63 over the last 4 weeks. And yeah, John Harbaugh is trying to spin the positive. He said, we still believe we can do it. We still believe we can earn our way in the playoffs. Man, shut your mouth. Because the belief doesn't change the math. Since the AFL-NFL merger back in 1970, only 4 teams have made the playoffs after starting 1-5. 4 out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. It is a success rate of 0.8%. Let me list the 4 teams for you. The 1970 Cincinnati Bengals, the 2015 Kansas City Chiefs, the 2018 Indianapolis Colts, and the 2020 Washington football team. That's 4 teams in 55 years. So yeah, the Ravens can still believe all they want, but the history says otherwise. Look, Baltimore's not losing by flukes. They're flat out getting dominated. Their defense, once the backbone of their franchise, has been shredded week after week after week. Injuries have gutted the secondary and the pass rush. And offensively, without Lamar Jackson, they're lifeless. In the 17-3 loss to the LA Rams, they look like a bottom-tier unit. No spark, no rhythm, no urgency. The only game they won so far this week is week 2 versus the Cleveland Browns. And guess what? The Cleveland Browns suck. The rest, pure embarrassments. This isn't just playing bad football. They're playing broken football. Now, John Harbaugh says he's putting in faith in Lamar Jackson to save the season. He even admitted it. Quote, if I'm talking about physicality, I'm saying I'm leaning really hard on that. That's desperation at this point. And look, Lamar is one of the most electrifying quarterbacks in the league. But even if he comes back after the bye in week 8, he's stepping into the mess. The Ravens have buried in the AFC North. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 4-1. The Browns and Bengals are both battling for second place. And the Baltimore Ravens almost have 0 margin for error to make the playoffs. They have to do something like 9-2 the rest of the way out. You really think this team can pull off after getting steamrolled for a month straight? It's not happening. And here's the other reality. While Baltimore is sinking, the rest of the AFC North is moving forward. Pittsburgh defense looks elite underneath Mike Tomlin yet again. The Cincinnati Bengals just upgraded to Joe Flacco, and he's steadying the ship. Even Cleveland Browns, despite their rookie quarterback struggles, have the momentum right now. The Ravens are the odd man out. And sure, you can talk about test of faith, test of family, like John Harbaugh did in his but in this league, results matter. Faith doesn't stop the pass rush. Faith doesn't stop the bleeding. Family doesn't convert third downs. And in Baltimore, the results have been ugly. So, guys, here it is. This is the cold, hard fact. The Baltimore Ravens season is over. They're 1-5. They're battered. They're inconsistent. And the AFC is too deep for any comebacks like this. This isn't the 2015 Kansas City Chiefs. This isn't the 2018 Indianapolis Colts. This is the Ravens team that is broken at its core, physically, mentally, and structurally. Lamar Jackson return might take them to be watchable again, but not playoff worthy. Guys, those are the cold, hard facts. All right, guys, so let's get into the second cold, hard facts of the day, where we don't sugarcoat it, we don't dance around it, we tell exactly how it is. And the second cold, hard fact of the day, Mike Vrabel has had this game versus the Tennessee Titans circled on his calendar since May. This isn't just another game. This is personal for Mike Vrabel. Guys, let's rewind. Mike Vrabel spent 6 seasons as a head coach as the Tennessee Titans. He went 54-45. He made the playoffs 3 times, even won the NFL Coach of the Year back in 2021. He helped define the Titans' identity, tough, disciplined, and physical. He was Tennessee Titans football. And how did it end? They fired him. 2 losing seasons, front office chaos, and suddenly the man who carried that franchise through the years of playoff pushes was out the door. He spent a year consulting in Cleveland, and now in 2025, he's back on the sideline as a head coach for the New England Patriots. This week, the Patriots go back to Nashville. Vrabel goes back to his team that turned his back on him. Vrabel goes back to a team that's already been through another coach besides him. Vrabel tried to play it cool in front of the cameras. He said, quote, "It's interesting, but not important." Come on, Mike. You're not fooling anyone. This game you have been waiting for. You think a guy as competitive as Mike Vrabel forgot how front office handled this exit? The same organization that replaced him with Brian Callahan, only to fire Brian Callahan 23 games later. Oh, he remembers. This isn't a revenge game. This is a validation game. Vrabel gets to walk back into Nashville. 4-2, the Patriots team took control of their division while the Tennessee Titans are a mess. Again, this isn't poetic justice. I don't know what is. Let's get into the numbers because this history tells you what happens when coaches face their former teams, especially when they got a point to prove. Even better, according to NFL research, head coaches who have previously won Coach of the Year and then faced their old teams are 9-5 in those matchups. Even better, they're 5-1 when playing on the road. You know what that means? Vrabel fits right into that stat line. Just look at the pattern. Sean Payton returned to New Orleans last year to embarrass the Saints 33-10. Andy Reid went back to Philly and dropped 42 points on the Eagles. Ron Rivera, Bruce Arians, same story. History favors the fired head coaches, especially the ones who built a winning culture, got booted away, and then came back looking for a paycheck or payback. And here's the thing. Vrabel's got his new team hunting. The Patriots are 4-2. Their best start since 2019. They've won 3 straight, something they haven't done since 2022. This team is gritty, disciplined, and physical, exactly how Mike Vrabel wants them. They've taken over the AFC East lead, and he's looking to extend the streak to 4 with the win over a team that let him go. He's not saying it publicly, but behind closed doors, make no mistake about it. This one matters more than any other one. He's walking into Nissan Stadium to make a statement. Meanwhile, Tennessee is exactly where they when they fired. A mess. They're on their second coach since letting him go. The roster is thin, the locker room's divided, and now they got to face a guy who built that foundation. He's coming in with a team that's played with the same edge as he installed. That's poetic. That's the full circle of football. So, guys, here's the cold hard facts. Mike Vrabel has had this game circled since May. He's been waiting for this, preparing for this. He won't admit it, but this is his Super Bowl, at least emotionally. He's walking back into Tennessee with a better record, a better team, and a massive chip on his shoulder. And when the clock hits 0 on Sunday, don't be surprised if Vrabel's Patriots walk out of Nashville with a convincing win with a little smirk on says, "Remember me?" So yeah, guys, that is the cold hard facts. All right, guys, so cold hard facts number 3. There's something where we drop the truth whether you like it or not. And tonight's cold hard fact is very, very simple. The Washington Commanders overachieved in 2024, and now in 2025, their flaws are being exposed. Let's be real. Last year's magic in Commanderland in Hanover, Maryland is gone. Monday night was the perfect example of the team really is. The Commanders had every opportunity to move into a tie to first place in the NFC East, but instead they choked. A 25-24 loss at home to the Chicago Bears. And it wasn't a loss, it was how they lost. 2 early turnovers, a missed field goal, a defense that gave a 55-yard dump off pass to DeAndre Swift, and when it mattered most, Jaden Daniels, their franchise quarterback, fumbled it on the final possession, handing Chicago the win on a Jake Moody field goal. It was a Washington games they should have closed out, but once again, in 2025, they didn't. Dan Quinn set it up perfectly after the game, and he said, and I quote, "We become way too accustomed into digging ourselves out of holes." That's not a contender talking. That's a coach trying to patch leak on a ship that's already taken on water. The team's biggest issue, consistency. Through 6 games, the Commanders are 3-3. Win 1, lose 1. Win 1, lose 1. They can't string wins together and gain the momentum. They look great one week and then sloppy the next. That's not bad luck. That's a symptom of overachieving from last season. Last year's 11-6 run made everyone think that Washington has arrived under Dan Quinn. But the truth is, the team overperformed. They won tight games, took advantage of a weaker schedule, and they caught fire late. Now in 2025, against tougher competitions and higher expectations, we're seeing exactly who they are, overachievers. Now, the Commanders' offense moves the ball. That's not the issue. They punted once in 9 possessions against the Chicago Bears. But the problem is they can't finish drives. Jaden Daniels had one of the best statistical nights of his career, 19 for 26, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, and 119.2 passer rating. He also committed the mistake that lost the game. And here's the thing. He owned it. Daniel said, and I quote, "I just lost the ball. Completely my fault." You got to respect that, but the Commanders' offense had these kind of mistakes of errors all season long. They're moving the ball effectively, but then self-inflicted wounds, turnovers, penalties, and missed kicks are killing them, much like the Eastern Musketeers. They are -3 in turnovers per game. As Dan Quinn said, you don't deserve to win when you're -3. That's just not bad luck. That's a lack of discipline. And then let's talk about this defense, because that's where Dan Quinn's reputation is supposed to shine. The defense isn't scary anymore. They allowed 381 yards to the Bears, a team that's been inconsistent all year long, a team that gave up a chunk plays, blew coverage, and couldn't force a single negative play when it mattered. And it wasn't just an isolated issue. Week after week, this defense had looked average at best. This was a top 10 unit a year ago. Now they're giving up explosive plays and getting gashed late. And this just isn't personnel, it's mental. It's the kind of football that screams, we're not locked in. So let's call it what it is. Last year, Washington was the field goal story. Dan Quinn came in, changed the culture, got the most out of his roster, and led the team to the playoffs. But here in 2025, reality's hitting hard. This roster has holes. The secondary isn't holding up. The offensive line still struggles in crunch time. And Jaden Daniels, while talented, is still developing as a quarterback who's learning how to close out games. And guess who's coming up next? The Cowboys, then the Chiefs, Seahawks, and Lions. It's about to get real tough, real fast. If they don't fix these mistakes now, this 3-3 could easily be 3-7 by midseason. So, guys, here it is again. The cold hard fact is simple. The Washington Commanders overachieved in 2024, and their flaws are showing in 2025. It's not a bad football team. They're just not a great one. They lack depth, discipline, and that killer instinct to win consistently in this league. And unless they clean up the turnovers and rediscover the defensive edge, this season's going to end up at a massive step backwards, and the hype as was last year. Those are the cold hard facts. All right, guys, so that is it for the cold hard facts. Let me know. Do you agree with my cold hard fact? Do you disagree? What do you think? Are the Commanders overrated? Are they? Are the Green Bay Packers defense suspect at best? Is the Baltimore Ravens season officially done? Is Mike Vrabel getting ready to make a statement? I don't know, guys. I don't know. But it is time for one of my favorite segments out there. It is time for the old fact or crap. All right, guys, so the show is not over just quite yet. It's time to wrap things up with our favorite co-host thing like called fact or crap. And here's how it works. I'm going to throw out some so-called facts that are making around the NFL world, and together we're going to figure it out. Are they the real deal, or is it nothing but garbage? We're cutting through the noise, breaking down the hype, and deliberating what's worth buying into. If it's a fact, we're calling it out. If it's a crap, we're going to bury it. So, guys, buckle up. Grab your snacks and lock in, because it is time to get real. It's a little bit of fact or a whole lot of crap. Let's find out. All right, guys, so let's get into it. Fact or crap? Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. That's right, you guys heard it. Fact or crap, is Patrick Mahomes the best quarterback in the NFL? Because this past Sunday night, Mahomes reminded everyone why his name still sits at the top of the mountain. Against the Detroit Lions, he was absolutely surgical. 22 for 30 on passing. That's over 73% completion percentage. 257 yards passing. 3 touchdowns through the air, and 1 more on the ground. 4 total scores, no interceptions. Efficiency, poise, and command. Everything you want from your franchise quarterback. Mahomes delivered it. And look, this isn't about one game. It's about consistency, dominance, and clutch play. The man's won multiple MVPs, multiple Super Bowls, and he's been in the AFC Championship game every year he has been a starter. That's not luck, that's legacy. He's already earned his second Offensive Player of the Week award in just 3 weeks this season. That's wild. Now, people will throw into names in the ring like Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, CJ Stroud, Lamar Jackson, all great in their own right. Let's not get it twisted. But when the lights are the brightest and the game is on the line, Who do you trust more than Mahomes? I'll wait. I'm still waiting. He's calm under pressure, dangerous outside the pocket, and even when the Chiefs are struggling, he still finds ways to win. Sure, he's had his ups and downs. The offense has sputtered at times, and the Kansas City Chiefs receiving core hasn't been elite yet. Actually, it hasn't been elite since Tyreek Hill left, let's just be honest. But Mahomes keeps finding them in the Super Bowl contention every single year. That's the mark of greatness. So let's call it like it is, guys. This is a fact. Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the NFL until somebody consistently beats him on a bigger stage. That crown stays right where it's at, in Kansas City. But what do you guys think? Is Mahomes still the best quarterback in football, or is somebody else out there ready to take his spot? Drop your thoughts in the chat. This is a live, interactive show. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Guys, remember we're live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com. Let's get into the comments and discuss your thoughts. Maximus Prime says Cowboys need to make a serious effort to trade for Devin Lloyd. That's not going to happen. Devin Lloyd is going to be a defensive player of the year, Maximus. Stop. That's just not going to happen. Wes says, I think he's great, but people talk down on him just because his receivers don't catch the ball. The ball is placed correctly. And Wes, let me take it one step further. People talk down to Patrick Mahomes because the stats are not there, because he's not having 300, 400, 500-yard passing games. He's not breaking 5,000 yards. Watch the man play football. Watch him elevate his teammates. Watch him do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Watch him do that. That is why he is the best of the best. Maximus, go back to when we talked about the Dallas Cowboys earlier in the show. About 45 minutes ago, we talked about the Dallas Cowboys. Max Crosby's coming to town. But guys, on the next Factor Crap is we got to head over to Atlanta. Guys, Factor Crap. Bijan Robertson is the best quarterback in the NFL. Wrap your head around that. Better than Saquon, better than Derrick Henry, better than Kyron Williams, better than Isaiah Pacheco, better than Breece Hall. He is the best in the NFL. Factor Crap. Because on Monday night, man, B.J. Robertson was absolute clinic. The Falcons beat the Bills 24-14, and Robertson just didn't lead the charge. He was the charge. He ripped off an 81-yard touchdown run, the longest of his career, and finished with a ridiculous 238 yards from scrimmage. That's a franchise record. 170 yards rushing, 68 receiving, and that breakaway touchdown that left the Buffalo's defense spinning. And now here's the thing. This isn't just one highlighted game. It's starting to become a pattern. Every time Bijan Robertson touches the ball, it's an event. His balance, his vision, his ability to turn nothing into something, it's special. And in Arthur Smith's offense, he's finally understanding, it's not Arthur Smith's offense, I'm sorry, but he's finally starting to understand why everyone has hoped he was when he was drafted. And you can make the argument for Christian McCaffrey when he's healthy. Derrick Henry's power, Breece Hall's burst, Saquon Barkley when he's fully right. But right now, in 2025, Bijan Robertson looks like the most complete back in football. He's just not running through people. He's catching passes out of the backfield, blocking. He's doing everything. And the scary part, he's just getting better and better and better. That 238-yard performance just wasn't flashy stats. It was dominance in every facet of the game. That's what separates good backs from great ones. So for me, this is a fact. Bijan Robinson has arrived. He is the best running back in the NFL right now. But what do you guys think? Is Bijan the best in the league, or is another back you take over him today? Drop your thoughts in the chat. This is a live, interactive show. Subscribe, hit the like button, guys. And remember, we're live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Let's get into the comments and discuss your thoughts. Maximus says Rico would be the best running back in the league if he continually got starting reps, but won't due to Chubba Hubbard being cleared this week. Now, Rico, Maximus, has had, two great games? Two back-to-back great games. You cannot criticize that. However, as my dad says, you can polish a turd as much as you want. It's still a turd at the end of the day. There's a reason why he got cut from the Dallas Cowboys, released, or whatever you want to call it. There's a reason why he ended up on the Carolina Panthers. There's a reason why he is a backup. Rico reminds me of old Ryan Fitzpatrick. Every time he would go in for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or any team, he would throw up 400-yard games. And people are like, why is this man started? He's great. He's this, and this, right? And then the very next game, 110 yards passing, 3 interceptions, and like 16 sacks. Like, what? Now, I'm not saying Rico is a terrible running back because, like, obviously he is productive, right? But no, he is not the best in the league. He had 2 great games. Bijan Robertson has been doing it all year long. Bijan Robertson is the reason why the Atlanta Falcons are in playoff conversations. Bijan Robertson is the reason why the Falcons are clearly going to be a team to be threatened with the next couple seasons. And Wes says, Bub, I get that's your team, but let's just be real, Maximus. Rico's not him. And I have to agree with Wes. Rico is not him. I mean, if you would have thrown out Saquon Barkley, I would have like, okay, I can see that. Derrick Henry, maybe not so much now. Last year, maybe sure, but not so much now. Breece Hall, I could definitely see it. Come on, Rico. Maximus says, I don't disagree, but Rico hasn't had a bad year as a full-time starter. He hasn't had a bad year. You are correct. But it's not like he's had great years either. He has never been league leading in rushing. He's never been league leader in touchdowns. He's never been league leader in receptions or reception yards. He has just been a good average support back. Let's call it what it is. He is a good support back. And you are like a raccoon right now. You see this flashy little light over here, and you're like, oh. But the truth is, all the food's here. There's flashy lights over here to distract you, and it's going to catch you and chop your head off. In Rico's career, in his career, he hasn't even broke 2,000 yards yet, rushing. Do you understand that? In Rico's year, in his career, he has 412 carries for 1,936 yards, averaging 4.7 yards per carry with 6 touchdowns. 6 total touchdowns. This year, he has 2. So he has a damn near half of his touchdowns just this year. So, come on, man. Rico is just not it. Rico's just not it. And then like Wes is like, whoa, slow it down, baby. That's like me saying Alvin Kamara is the best. He could have been if he was with the Kansas City Chiefs, but he's not. And that is the biggest flaw that a lot of us have, is we live what players used to do. Derrick Henry had a great season last year. Saquon Barkley had a great season last year, right? Isaiah Pacheco had a great couple years ago. Zeke Elliott was the man, the myth, the legend in Dallas for a very, very long time. Father Time is undefeated. The torch has been passed. The torch has been passed to Bijan Robertson. Now, you could probably throw Sonic and Knuckles up there, right? David Montgomery and old, what's his face? Jahmyr Gibbs. But much like Rico, they get split reps, so there's a lot of not so much hype around them. Yes, they're very, very good. Yes, they're very, very, very talented, and they would be number one running backs on probably any other team in the NFL if they were separated, right? But the fact is that Bijan Robertson is the best. How does JT line up in your best running backs right now? Jonathan Taylor. He's pretty damn good. And honestly, I was not thinking about Jonathan Taylor when speaking about Bijan. But in JT's defense, he is playing on the Colts. So he gets overlooked a lot. And he's been injured for 6 straight years. Like this is the first time in a long time he has been healthy, right? I mean, granted, he got drafted in 2021, 2020. Can't remember. But yes, JT is having a decent season. At last checked, I think he is right around 600 yards rushing. If I'm not mistaken, and he has 6 or 7 touchdowns. So he is definitely doing his thing. But I still think I'll take Bijan. But that is a good devil's advocate, like a contrary to your opinion, that type of thing. What's the word I'm looking for? And we're going to end on this note because Wes says it's Scattaboo. Scattaboo. Get out of here. Guys, be out.
Hey, now it's time to take off. Gotta keep it live and raw. Better stay tuned in. Man, our NFL talk. I know that you ready for more. They on the field, ready for war. Who's in the lead? I'm checking the score. We about to do it like never before. NFL live, uncut, raw. This is Man Hour NFL Talk. Let's go.